What is up, my peeps? Joshua Smith here at GSD Mode Studios with another weekly episode of Leveling Up. So in today's Leveling Up episode, I'm here to talk to you about how to be effective at developing the right habits. At the end of the day, you are a result of your habits. That's it, right? So like if you're getting shitty results, if you're not where you want to be, man, it's just because you've adopted the wrong habits. Either you haven't adopted the right habits or you've adopted bad habits, which is one and the same. So today I'm going to break down exactly how to do this. What is up, my peeps? Joshua Smith here at GSD Mode Studios, where every week I share new top real estate agent and entrepreneur interviews, along with tips that I'm personally doing inside my business that have allowed me to become one of the top real estate agents and team leaders on the planet. Check us out at gsdmode.com, where you can see more free, great content, tips, interviews, resources, trainings, and more that will help you massively grow your real estate business. Also, make sure to check out my personal mentorship coaching program at 90daymastery.com. This is for those of you wanting to create a truly successful real estate business that pays you the money you want, as well as gives you the time and freedom to live a life worth living. This is hands down the best, most effective, and most affordable real estate coaching program that exists out there. Thank you so much for all of your support. Now, let's dive on into today's content. All right, so the first place to start is by identifying what are the habits that you need to either break or what are the habits that you need to create. And the best way to go out there and do this is to identify somebody, and it doesn't matter what aspect of your life, right? But identify somebody that has achieved or is achieving the results that you want to go out there and create. And break down, identify what are their habits, what are their daily rituals, what does that person do day in and day out, what's their daily routine, and again, their rituals, daily disciplines that allow them to go out there and create that success. Success leaves clues, right? Like, for example, if you're wanting to get in shape and go work out, go to the gym, maybe you see somebody that has like that perfect body that you want, the perfect physique that you want. Okay, well, identify again, what are they doing? Like, what's their daily workout regimen? What's their sleep regimen? What's their nutrition plan look like? What's their daily supplementation plan look like? Break all of that down and start working at identifying those same rituals, daily habits, and disciplines. So that's pretty basic stuff there, right? I think we all get and understand that. But we want to make sure, instead of just going out there, if you're going to be putting in the work to identify or create better habits, don't guess at what the habits are, right? The best hack out there is just to go out there and duplicate what other people that are winning in that aspect of our life, that people that are winning, that we want to go out there and get that same result. So be very intentional and methodical about identifying the right habits, disciplines, and rituals. Then from there, how do you start effectively implementing these habits and rituals? Now, a mistake I see so many people make is they try to just change everything at once. They go from one extreme to the next extreme. They're like, oh shit, well, I got to eliminate all these things that I'm doing. They've got a list of that. Oh, now I got to add all of this list of things that this other person's doing, right? It just becomes too much of a shock. Now, maybe you're just a freak of nature, you're a straight up beast, and you can get away with that. But that's very odd and very rare. For most people, man, we got to take baby steps with this stuff. And I'll just give you guys an example. So I'm working with a teammate of mine that's wanting to lose weight. He's at a point in his life where he just hit that wall, and he's like, man, I'm ready to make a change. I need to make a change. He reached out to me for some help. So I'm like, all right. So we broke down what his goals are, where he's at. Got a very clear idea of what was, when I say where he's at, I made him get on the scale, right? Did all his measurements, did his body fat, broke down his diet. Like, we're able to see exactly where he's at and then where he wants to go, right? That's really important. You got to know where you're at and where you want to go. Here's your starting point. Here's your end point. Those are important to identify. So then from there, I'm like, all right, dude, here's what we're going to do. In the beginning, for at least the first 3 to 4 weeks, we're just going to focus on 3 things. So and here's what those 3 things are, right? Is the first thing was intermittent fasting. Right, so I'm like, I want you to, we're gonna incorporate intermittent fasting. It's gonna allow you to have the most success with this journey. And of course, in addition to eating clean and all those other things. But I'm like, where I want you to start is a 12-hour daily fast, right? So every single day, I want you to fast for 12 hours. So let's just say from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., there's eating times in the beginning. I'm like, dude, whatever you want to eat in there, eat whatever you want. Like, I don't give a shit what you're eating. Right now, I just want you to get in the habit and the routine of fasting for those 12 hours, from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. every single day. Just get in that habit. Let's work on developing that muscle first, right? Then the other two things were, I want you to, first thing when you wake up, pound 32 ounces of water, like hyperhydrate first thing you wake up, and then 15 minutes before you eat every single meal throughout the rest of the day, I want you to drink another 16 ounces of water. Outside of that, like, you could still drink alcohol, you could drink anything else that you want. Other during your fasting times, you can only drink water during those times. So we got the 12-hour fast, the increasing his hydration. Then from there, we identified the biggest issue, the biggest block, the biggest problem that was leading to the weight gain, which was staying up late at night. Like, nothing good happens really after 9, 10 o'clock at night for any of us. Yeah, right? So I'm like, all right, dude, like, for him, it was, he'd get to the point where he gets into a show. Family goes to sleep. He's watching shows late at night. That turns into some drinks. That turns into some, poor food choices. So I'm like, okay, every single night, I want you in bed at 9:30 at night and up at, so he wants to get up at 5:30, right? So we identified those two things. So that's all those times. So then right now, what I'm having to do is every day, right, he has to fill out a tracker. So he's got the accountability piece. What time does he wake up? What time does he go to bed? Right, but being very intentional. So right now, his only focus, he's not trying to clean up his diet yet, not trying to do any of that, is making sure he's in bed at 9:30 p.m. every single night, passed out and asleep, making sure he's up at 5:30 a.m. each day, right? Then drinking the water, so increasing his hydration, and then getting through the 12-hour fast, right? So that's it. And we'll go through that for as long as it takes. Maybe it takes a month. Maybe it takes 2 months. That's okay. But at some point, after a month or two, that is going to become routine. That's going to become habit. He's going to have to think about it. It's no longer painful. It's just how he operates. Once he hits that point, then we'll go from, okay, hey, we're going to go from a 12-hour fast to a 14-hour fast. And at the same time, we're going to just work on one meal. So it'll just be like, okay, now we're just going to work on your breakfast. And then we'll do that for 30 to 60 days. Then we'll go to a 16-hour fast, daily fast. And then it's like, okay, now we got your breakfast dialed in. Now we're going to work on your lunch. Right? So when we're just working on breakfast, well, we still have this hardcore cravings for different food. I'm like, fucking crush that at lunch or dinner. Doesn't matter, right? We're just working on breakfast, one thing at a time. So again, I'm sharing this as just an analogy, right? Because so often we just try to change, go to this extreme to this other extreme and try to change so many things at once. Instead, man, just focus on like one habit, one thing. A real estate example. When I have agents that join my real estate team that are wanting to start doing, let's just say, a lot of dials, a lot of cold calls, or whatever that they're wanting to do in their business, or their follow-up dials, they're struggling with their follow-up dials. Let's just say a common thing that I hear a lot from real estate agents is, oh, dude, Josh, man, I've been doing all these dials now for 2 weeks, been dialing 2-3 hours a day, and I haven't set any appointments. They get discouraged, they self-sabotage, and I'm just quitting. I'm like, dude, you set the wrong win, right? Like the win for the first month, right? I just want you to be in here from, let's just say, that whatever your 2 or 3 hour window is, that's winning. Just be in here. Of course, we're going to be tracking your numbers, but we're not going to beat yourself up on what happened during that time. Just get your ass in here, be in the seat, making the calls for the first 30 days. That's what winning is for the first 30 days. Now, the second 30 days, right? On day 60, for the next 30 days, day 30 to day 60, so the second month into this, we're going to focus on how many contacts we can have in that time. Now in the third month, now we're finally starting to focus on appointments, but it's developing the right habit. Because look, the reality is you're not going to, you might get killer results with something, but unless you develop the habit, you're not going to sustain those results. It's like when I was a personal trainer, and I had clients that wanted to get certain results. I'm like, hey, look, for the first 90 days, like you're going to get improvements. You're going to see improvements in that first 90 days, but I don't want you thinking about it. I'm going to weigh you, I'm going to measure you, put you on the scale, but I don't want you looking at any of that. I don't want you thinking of it. I don't want it to mess with you mentally. The only thing I want you to focus on is getting your ass in this door every day for 5 days a week, right, for the first 90 days, because that's going to develop the right habit. Because I'm like, look, whatever results that we get you, you're only going to continue to maintain those results if you develop those right habits. So just focus on 1 to 3 things at a time that you're changing, small little things. Do that thing until it becomes a habit, becomes a ritual. You no longer think about it. It's just automatic. Then add another thing, then another thing, then another thing, right? And just keep repeating that process. Don't try to become fucking, an Iron Man overnight, right? It's just baby steps into it. But over time, you just keep compounding and stacking on next habit, next habit, next habit. And dude, like if you think about that, if every 30 days you added a new habit, or a new ritual, and you had that one down, by the end of the year, you have 12 new positive habits that you've added or 12 negative habits that you broke. So this is how, or I shouldn't say this is the only how, effective way to go out there and gain new habits and become more disciplined. But it's a method that works, that gets massive results. It works extremely well for me and has for a lot of years, as well as so many people that have helped with this process. So hopefully you found this helpful. Make sure to check us out at gsdmode.com where you can see more great free content just like this one, plus a lot of other free resources on there. Truly appreciate you guys' support. Keep kicking ass, and I'll see you next time. Peace.